Story 1. Everywhere except Reddit. I deleted all my social media accounts except the one used for my business. Reddit is the only platform I have left for personal use. I'll admit it's my Achilles heel. It's going great, honestly. Not hearing about all the negativity, depressing news, and everyone's drama all the time is wonderful. I waste less time on others and get to focus more on myself. I have also discovered who my real friends are after deleting all my social media accounts. Story 2. Reddit is a social media platform. You will not find the opinions of the people you are looking for on the internet. Story 3. No more people showing off their expensive belongings on Facebook and then the next day asking to borrow money to take their pet to the veterinarian. Story 4. Honestly, I feel much better. Not that Reddit is perfect by any means, but I find social media too distracting and impersonal. Story 5. I found Facebook to be toxic and negative. I find Reddit more informative and enjoyable. I will never return to Facebook. Story 6. I don't use any social media where I actually know people. I only use Twitter and platforms where I don't know anyone. It's very nice. Story 7. He asks on a social media platform. I gave up on Facebook despite being literally one of the second round of invites. I have not missed it. Instagram and TikTok were just a hard no for me. I have them but do not use them. Story 8. I only use Reddit and Snapchat to keep my streaks with my friends from high school. On Reddit, I don't have friends, so it's like my own little secret. Honestly, I find myself going to check it and realizing I don't have it anymore, which is funny every time. Story 9. I limit Facebook to family. I only really use it for Messenger because everyone is on it, which makes it easy. No, I do not use others. Reddit and YouTube are about it for me. Story 10. Which social media platforms, because Reddit is still considered social media. As far as stepping away from sites like Snapchat, Facebook, and Twitter, I feel much less stressed and less depressed. I use my phone much less and engage with immediate family and friends more. I still use Instagram but find that I don't care as much about it. Story 11. You do realize you are asking this question on a social media platform. Your targeted audience will not be here, but with that said, this platform and YouTube are the only ones I frequent. I have no accounts on any other form of social media. I used to have Facebook, but it was just people airing dirty laundry and seemed way too superficial. It is much better without that negativity in my life. I have not had it for around a decade now. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Story 12. How is anyone going to answer that question? Reddit is social media, which means that nobody commenting here can actually give you that answer. Story 13. Are you asking people who are no longer on social media what it is like to not be on social media anymore? Story 14. I have really felt more relaxed. I feel much less toxicity in my mind, especially after temporarily deactivating Instagram. Still, I have not completely abandoned social media. For now, I am only using Reddit and TikTok. Story 15. It was the greatest decision I have ever made. For now, I just have Reddit and X only. I am on my way to delete X. Story 16. I have only recently returned after 8 years away from all social media. I was only ever on Facebook, never on Twitter or anything else, but deleting Facebook was great. I experienced less social anxiety, less pressure to be present, and best of all, I stopped seeing ads for things I talk to my dog about. So far, I do not find that behavior present with Reddit, but we will see. It is still early. Story 17. Deleted Instagram 6 months ago, and it has honestly been life-changing. I actually read books again, picked up watercolor painting, and stopped comparing my life to perfectly curated highlight reels. My anxiety has dropped significantly, and I finally feel present in my own life. Story 18. After Twitter went sideways, many new alternatives appeared, such as Threads and Blue Sky. I quickly realized I had no need for any of those to fill the gap. I just let it go, and things have been fine. I barely use anything except Reddit and Instagram occasionally. Story 19. I am good. I sometimes miss important moments in friends' lives, both good and bad, but aside from that, I am fine. Story 20. The only social platform I use is Reddit. I got rid of the rest because I did not want to give money to the owners. Reddit enhances my life, helps me learn from others, provides information about my community, and is not targeted profusely like Facebook. I am happy to use Reddit. I love having broken the habit of picking up my phone and scrolling through Instagram looking at random photos. Story 21. Amazing, honestly. I still utilize platforms like Quora, YouTube, Pinterest, but not TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, or Facebook. They were just a time suck, and I'm not interested in every person I've ever encountered knowing things about me when I post and do things. It's an adjustment, but definitely doable. Story 22. It has been surprisingly good for both my mental and physical health. I have not loaded up Facebook in over a year and have not used Twitter since March. I do not miss it. Reddit has become a decent replacement for news and information, especially gaming related. This platform feels more like a pseudo-forum than traditional social media. The increase in bots and artificial intelligence-generated responses here has been noticeable. Story 23. Very good. I quit everything in September and I am doing well so far. I only use Reddit to discuss topics that I am interested in. Story 24. I had friends reunited in 2004 and then decided not to participate in social media. I have no regrets or intentions to ever try it. Story 25. I use Facebook for Marketplace, created with a new account that no one knows about. It has been a great decision. Story 26. Life is much more relaxed without social media nonsense. I left TikTok and Twitter one day after the election. I do not miss them at all, especially the influencers and content creators. I still use Facebook every couple of weeks to keep in touch with family, former students, and friends. I distanced myself from Trump supporters, including family. Reddit is social but different. It is all embroidery, books, Lord of the Rings, and plant topics for me. It is becoming easier to discern karma farmers from genuine people. The subreddit, Am I the Asshole, satisfies my drama interest. Life is better. Story 27. Reddit is the only platform I have now, although I am considering getting rid of that as well. I have realized that the meaningful interaction I have with people has remained the same with or without social media. I am also wasting less time staring at my screen. It is more peaceful, that's for sure. Story 28. I was off for 4 months and it was fantastic. My need to buy things greatly decreased. My feelings of fear of missing out greatly decreased. I felt back in my own head. I recently went back to sell things on Facebook Marketplace and the urge to scroll was intense. I need to sell my stuff and get back to living again. Story 29. I deleted Facebook and Twitter from my phone. I still have the accounts on my computer, but I tend to check them only a few times per month now instead of obsessively like before. Story 30. I haven't gone on Instagram and Facebook in almost 2 years. Amazing for my mental health. I'm only on Reddit and YouTube now. Story 31. The only social media platforms I use are Reddit and Instagram. I stopped using Twitter and Facebook in 2000. The only drawback is that I now miss events because some organizations, restaurants, and retailers only post on Facebook. My wife refuses to stop using Facebook, so I rely on her to tell me about any events and festivals that we might want to attend. Story 32. I'm not totally off. I no longer have Facebook on my phone and only log in on my laptop. It's much nicer. Although I still have Instagram, it is much harder to get upset with that than with Facebook. Story 33. I haven't gone completely offline, but I have drastically reduced my social media interactions, limiting them to family and close friends, and following only art, cats, and humor-related posts. It has been mentally liberating not to be constantly bombarded by negative news or worried about thousands of people watching me at all times. Story 34. I have been off Facebook and Instagram, and it has been a dream. I have not missed them at all. My mental health is better. I think my relationships are better because I am always checking in with people rather than looking at their social media. I also take pictures more for myself instead of thinking about posting them. I do like to share them with some people though, so I just send them to certain people. However, I am back on temporarily because of some health issues in the family that I am communicating about. It's amazing how addictive it is and how quickly I was pulled back in. A big thing I realized is that there are many people in my life who have experienced major events, and I didn't know about them. In the past, that would have happened word of mouth or they would have called me. I found out an old friend's mom died, and I didn't know until recently. It felt strange to miss the whole thing because I wasn't on Facebook. I realize I'm missing a lot of big events in people's lives. I saw some friends recently who eloped, and she laughed that I didn't know about it. She said, "Aren't you on Instagram?" Also, I have a few friends who send invitations through Facebook, so I am sure I've missed some things. But overall, it is much better off. I will take missing some things and having better mental health. Story 35. It has been nice the last few years having it or anything like it. I came here because I am doing some research and found information here. I will be gone again before too long, I am sure. Story 36. Getting rid of Instagram has made my life richer in many ways. I take fewer photos, which is a shame because I like to look back through them, but it is better than taking them purely to post for vanity reasons. I cannot seem to kick my Reddit habit, but I cannot completely cut myself off from the world. How will I get my pop culture news? Story 37. I quit Facebook 6 months ago. I just got back on Reddit a few weeks ago, and I have Mastodon, so I was never really off social media altogether. I prefer Mastodon because there are no ads or suggestions of things that I might like. I will probably just stick with Mastodon in the future unless I need something here. Story 38. About 4 months ago, I deleted my Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter accounts. I know Reddit still counts technically, but I found that the people I was worried about losing contact with did not share the same concern. It has been refreshing not to hear a bunch of nonsense about political issues in my hometown. Story 39. Left Facebook without issues, which proves I did not really need it in the first place. Still on Reddit, and I have 2 contacts on Instagram, basically to just check my girlfriend's posts and photos and send videos to a friend. Story 40. I deleted Facebook over a decade ago and have not missed it. I deleted Twitter right after Elon Musk took over and have not missed it. I have Instagram but rarely post pictures or interact. I went through my follower list and removed or blocked 80% of the followers. Instagram is next to be deleted. I am still on Reddit and Nextdoor because I need to be aware of community events, but I do not really post. I am not on any other social media platforms. How is it going? It is great. Much better for my mental health and I get more things done. Story 41. I still use Reddit and Instagram, mostly for contacts, but I am off Facebook and have never really used TikTok. I am 40 years old, and life does not feel much different. Story 42. I deleted everything except Reddit and Blue Sky. It has been great. After all these tech billionaires started supporting Trump, they went away. I deleted Facebook and Instagram, completely deleting my accounts, which have a 30-day grace period if you change your mind. I just downloaded all my data from Facebook since I've had it for 18 years. TikTok was deleted the day the ban went into effect and then came back thanking Trump for reviving it. I'm glad I did, as they are giving strikes and banning anti-Trump content. Twitter, now known as X, has become an absolute cesspool since Elon Musk bought it. It is now a fascist right-wing cesspool. That was the easiest to give up. I did all this 4 months ago. I made a burner Facebook account to sell items on Marketplace, but otherwise I don't touch it. It's a rough transition as I got a lot of my news from those platforms, but Blue Sky and the Media's Touch podcast have been sufficient. Story 43. I'm not completely offline, but I am somewhat disconnected. I have Instagram to watch reels that my friends send to me. I literally have 0 pictures or posts of my own. I don't have TikTok, Facebook, or any of the more personal social media platforms. I have Twitter still, but it's an anonymous page that only has pictures of my cats on it. I only use it to keep up with music, games, TV news, and other updates, and to post pictures of my cats for my roughly 30 followers who I don't know in real life. I love being as detached as I am. I'm usually the last to know about anything, and that's great. By the time I hear about big political meltdowns, they have usually already settled. I am happier and less stressed. I can focus more on my life, friends, and family. I actively encourage everyone I know to get rid of their social media accounts or significantly reduce their use. Story 44. I have been off Facebook for about 5 years. It was bliss and I highly recommend it. However, after the second Trump victory and hearing friends and family repeat misinformation, I returned. I am not back to make friends. I am just fact-checking and debating all the false information. Story 45. I was off social media for a whole year, and I can confirm it is great. No toxicity, no constant bad news, and more importantly, you are not distracted from being productive. Story 46. Deleted every social media account except Reddit. Feeling really good about it. I'm just not someone built for showing myself off. I'm too anxious as it is. Social media just made me more anxious. I also had a traumatic event where I was being cheated on extensively through social media, so it just triggers me now. Embarrassing to admit, but true. Story 47. Deleted from my phone around election time. Downloaded a couple of times for a day. Then deleted again because I just can't deal with it. I love Reddit, but my brain is better without the others. Story 48. Stopped using Facebook last year due to repeated posts about the Gulf of Mexico. The final straw was seeing 3 consecutive posts on my feed about the Gulf of Mexico. I blocked them all, refreshed my feed, and immediately saw a new post from a weatherman in Texas trolling people with the same topic. Deleted Facebook then and there. Deleted Twitter well before that, a few months after Elon Musk took over. Never used Snapchat or TikTok. Now I only use Instagram, rarely posting, mainly to stay in touch with my family, and Reddit. Honestly, my mental health has improved significantly. Story 49. No social media except Reddit and TikTok, which I barely use. It is very liberating and helps me keep my peace. One of the best decisions I have ever made. Story 50. I don't use Instagram or Facebook anymore. I honestly hate using the platforms now, as Facebook is just filled with misleading recommended posts created by artificial intelligence or misinformation. Instagram always made me feel bad because I can't help but compare my life, even though I know Instagram only shows highlights. Reddit feels like impersonal social media for me, so there is a lot less pressure. Story 51. I did not leave, but I put a timer on all my social media. My mental health has improved drastically in a short period of time. Story 52. I deleted Instagram and TikTok. After that, I am reading more information and books. I am actually a little less informed, but it helped me. The worst thing is that I switched from TikTok to YouTube Shorts. Story 53, totally fine. The majority of people are not actually close to you. They just want to creep your life. I put most people on a limited profile view. I don't know if that is a thing anymore. Story 54. Being off social media was pretty easy. Getting back on Facebook after 4 to 5 years was awkward though. I wanted to connect with someone who, unbeknownst to them, made my days better just by their presence. My laptop and phone didn't sync, and Messenger wasn't working. I don't know if they even received the message. I randomly saw the person here on Reddit and used their name as though I was on Facebook. I turned it into a huge, oversharing information dump. I am definitely not a social media expert. I completely flubbed it despite having the best of intentions. Story 55. Peace of mind. I have been on and off social media since I was a teenager. Even then, it did not sit well with me due to too much exposure. I am proud to say that with over 20 years online, Google still does not know much about me when I search for my name and surname. There is general public information about my master's thesis, which is in the public domain, and my business address while I was self-employed. I have recently created my LinkedIn account, and I must say this platform is even more annoying than Facebook. I consider Reddit a positive type of social media because of its forum-like structure. The absence of needless videos and other media content helps keep the mind calm. Do not underestimate the effect these platforms have on your dopamine system. There is research on their dangers. Story 56. It's been very lonely. Both my partner and I left Meta platforms in X. We try to use Discord and Blue Sky, but almost none of our people are there. It's sad. However, I don't encounter anywhere near as much Make America Great Again nonsense anymore, at least not online. I live in the South, so it is unavoidable in real life. Story 57. Shockingly, a lot better than expected. It does feel freeing to live free of the judgment of others. Not to mention, no more social media posts dragging me down. It is important to remember people only post edited versions of their best moments, and constant comparison can be very draining. It is nice to live free and within our own family. Story 58. Honestly, this is great for me. I found it very distracting before. Now I get more work done and am more productive during free time. Story 59. It's good. I am not a big social media person anyway. I only had Facebook, and I got rid of it more than 5 years ago. It's so nice not to feel like I am comparing myself to everyone and not getting sucked into other people's lives anymore. I do miss it for local business announcements, such as last-minute closings or special events. Story 60. I got rid of Facebook. I am only on professional sites related to my profession. Reddit is my social media. Craigslist is a good place to find junk for sale locally, but Facebook Marketplace is still the best. It may be my age, but I don't follow social media much. Story 61. I used to be on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I am now only on Instagram, and I use it minimally, interacting only with people I am close to in real life when I use it at all. I left all other social media platforms in 2017. By that time, I was tired of everyone and everything. The fake news, vague posts, show-offs, and prying types. Leaving was the best decision I ever made. Social media is a cesspool. I do not count Reddit as social media due to its anonymous nature. I have been on Reddit for close to a decade, deleting my account every few years and starting over so it always remains anonymous. Story 62. Reddit is my only social media account, and I only got it about 18 months ago. Dropping Facebook was the best thing I have done in years. No drama from the internet, just regular life drama. Story 63. Only have Reddit. No Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, nothing. Deleted everything about 10 years ago. Never looked back. Story 64. Life is so much better without social media. I use Reddit and X to see other perspectives and make my own conclusions, but that is it. It would be nice if Reddit had artificial intelligence, so I did not have to go to X to find the truth. It makes communicating with facts much easier. Story 65. If by social media you mean online areas where people show their lives to others who pretend to care, then honestly, it's pretty good. I still have Twitter, Instagram, Threads, and Facebook accounts, but do not use them anymore for various reasons. Twitter is a cesspit of hate. Instagram has never been my thing. I stopped using Facebook 15 years ago due to the trend of friending everyone you share oxygen with, and Threads is too connected to Instagram for someone who values anonymity like me. That said, I still use Blue Sky and Reddit, so I am not entirely off social media. The lack of showing off my life has been liberating. Story 66. I never really used Twitter. I used Facebook a lot and have been virtually off it for about 6 months. I have not missed it at all. Story 67. I deleted Facebook and Twitter. It was too easy to scroll through everyone arguing with each other. Now I see less, and that is better. Story 68. I stopped using Facebook around 2020. It was the best decision I ever made for myself. My partner passed away, and his narcissistic mother used that platform to gain attention from his death and make it all about herself. She also accessed his personal Facebook account and posted negative things about me. I am very happy that I only hear about it instead of being tagged and attacked by her and everyone who believes the things she is saying. Story 69. No Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok. You would be surprised how much time you waste. Don't miss it, but it does take time to break the cycle. I visit Reddit from time to time to read. Still has some toxicity, but it's not as bad. Story 70. Life without Facebook is glorious. I have no Instagram and no TikTok. I am painting, reading, and I have dropped 9 pounds. Story 71. I left Facebook in February and Twitter in March. I feel better. However, lately, I have started doom scrolling Reddit late at night, which is not a habit I should cultivate. Story 72. I'm off Instagram and Facebook for a couple of years now. It feels much better not having to constantly see the lives of people I don't care about. I have switched to sharing pictures and videos with loved ones via WhatsApp and got a New York Times subscription, which I always check when I want to get entertained. I wouldn't go back to these apps at all. However, if you are single, I probably would not recommend it, as these apps seem helpful for dating and feeling more connected. Story 73. Life is peaceful. Less informational clutter. Fewer comparisons with other people. Plenty of time for myself. No fake connections. Happy overall. Story 74. I deleted all of mine. It has been great. The algorithms were buy this or politician that. Everything felt fake. Like, your life will be great because of this, or miserable because of that. After deletion, life feels more sane and has fewer racing thoughts. There is less cheap dopamine. I am able to go back and enjoy more mundane activities, but they are higher quality for me. Story 75. Pretty good. Not back on and no plans to get back in. I can't believe I used to use that stuff. It's like I can't believe Jersey Shore was part of American culture. Story 76. It's amazing. I'm much happier. I don't hear a clip of the same annoying song every hour of every day, all the annoying autonomous sensory meridian response and the excessive finger wagging. I only use Reddit now. Never video-heavy social media ever again. I refuse to be influenced by these infomercials calling themselves influencers, and I do not have fear of missing out. So if you're undecided, I say do it. Get a library card and find a subreddit for book recommendations, and you've set yourself up for a happier life. Story 77. My mental health has greatly improved. For context, I got off all selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors and mental health medications about 4 years ago and have been able to sustain since. Recently, I found myself carrying a lot of anxious energy and general feelings of inadequacy. I caught myself constantly going back and looking at my stories to see who viewed them and when. It was unhealthy. The moment I stopped looking at others, comparing, and subconsciously trying to prove I was just as happy as them, life became much easier. There is also a huge relief that comes with knowing you are not as easily accessible as you used to be. The unwanted messages in my inbox made me feel uncomfortable and angry. I am glad I am not exposed to that daily again. Story 78. I've never really cared about social media. I have accounts for them. However, if someone I know does not have one or the other, I can still contact them in some way. I never understood how people get addicted to it, to be honest. People who are addicted and have daily posts on anything I do not talk to. 95% of the time, they are uninteresting to me, and I refuse to communicate, especially women. Story 79. I am less angry and anxious, and I drink less. I also like my friends, colleagues, and family better because I do not know what they post on social media anymore. They could be ranting about some ridiculous political stance, and I have no idea about it. Ignorance, sometimes of their demonstrated ignorance, makes my personal interactions much smoother and more satisfying. Story 80. After I got rid of Instagram and Facebook, I became a millionaire. Not immediately, but you find out that you have way more time to get on the grind. Story 81. Great, honestly, I wouldn't go back to it. I kept Messenger to maintain contact with various people, but I may delete it soon, to be honest. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.